Hola guys, welcome. Can you guys hear me?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
the,
yeah, yeah.
how the rain they be for that side?
Life don't spoil,
No
that's
rain
for a
here.
fact.
I, I don't know as time take waka reach this time, honestly speaking.
One thing you say, my area life don't spoil.
You said you the big man. If life spoil, you go buy this like food. I tell you the
You
wine.
go, you tell everybody say, don't worry.
My brother,
Hey.
take everybody there.
I like test. Test how you can share screen.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay.
Looks like Chuka is not online.
Let me call him now.
The person you are calling is on another call at the moment. Do hold on or call back later. Thank you.
Since he's on the call.
So everything all right now. Let me see here. I'm mother girl.
All right, welcome, Chuka. Can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
Also, let's see that you can share your screen.
Would I be needing to share my screen in the course of the class?
I thought you're the one showing them play to end game today.
Okay, so from what he just sent, uh, it didn't
NFTs.
look like much of, I believe you can see my screen now.
Yeah.
Okay, so from what he just sent on the group, it didn't look like I'll be talking much on, play to earn today.
So we take a play to end today, and Obum will still take more of DeFi practical tomorrow. There'll be time for all of that tomorrow.
Okay, anyways, if that's the case, I could still show them stuff on play to earn. It's
Or
just
Ija,
based
what
on
is it?
what
What
I
is the
saw
plan,
there.
Ija?
So the plan was to like expand on NFTs today and then maybe touch it, introduce play to earn, just introduce it. Then tomorrow, you touch more on it. So
Wait,
I
Ijao.
don't know that I don't think there'll be any need
Alpha.
for. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
sure, can
According
please
to
go
what
ahead.
you said, yeah, according to what you said, you
Mm,
said that okay, like today I will just do the introduction part of DeFi. Then
yeah,
Chukwuka will now do about NFT. Then tomorrow
NFTs,
he will
yes.
now use like yeah he will just use more time to talk about NFT. Then I will now do the part. I think I will do the practical part of DeFi tomorrow, and that will take more like
Yes,
30 minutes or so. According to what you.
yes, exactly. That's how it should work.
Okay, so in that case, Chuka, you'd show them the practical of play to earn tomorrow, since they actually need a wallet to access play to earn games, and Obum will be showing them, how to make use of their wallet and all of those things. So you can bring the play to end after that to round up the session. So you
all
could
right.
just do
That
the
wouldn't be a
you could just
challenge.
do the yeah, you could just do the introduction
Wait,
today,
wait,
but the
like,
actual practical tomorrow. Like tomorrow now, while you are going through the entire wallet system, the staking, the yield farming practically, they are seeing how the smart contract can
okay, okay,
interact, the interactions. That would help them even understand better play to earn.
okay, okay, it's okay.
Yeah. All right, no problem. Okay.
Yeah,
Mr. Nelson, people should
we are
join
3 minutes
in.
away.
Yeah. Is any challenge or anything? Just check the group chat. So we also, if there's anything we need to communicate without speaking here, we also put on the group chat.
All right, all
Okay,
right.
so I will be starting, right?
Yeah, I think that's the plan. Yeah. But from here is just voice you'll be hearing. I'm IT staff. I'm the intern.
Okay, sir. I think you guys should start broadcasting the link now. It's almost time so that they'll join and wait. How far? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, you can hear you. Can hear you.
So I think if you guys start now to share the link so that people will join. It's not bad now.
Yeah, we're sharing it. We're sharing it. Don't worry. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this month's Make Money series. Please just give us some time so that other people can join us, and we'll start shortly in about 5 minutes. Maybe about 4 minutes. Thank you. All right, guys. Good evening. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, just
Yes,
raise your hand or
yes, I
something.
can hear you.
All right, good. Good evening. My name is Ija, and I work at Coins and Cash. And yes, Coins and Cash does this make money series every month. Coins and Cash does this make money series every month, where we talk about different ways in crypto that you can make money, and we bring in people that are already doing these things to talk to you about it. So this month we have two speakers. In fact, this month we're talking about DeFi, which is short for decentralized finance. I know it sounds like a very formal term, but trust me, it's a fun space, and a lot is going up in that space that you guys used to hear about. And don't forget, this is the Make Money series, which means we are telling you about DeFi because there are quite a number of ways, actually a lot of ways to make money in DeFi. But we're going to be introducing you to just a few of them. So for this month's session, we have two speakers with us. One of them is a DeFi analyst who is more of a generalist in the DeFi space. His name is Jonathan Honora. The speakers will introduce themselves shortly. And the second person is an NFT and play to earn enthusiast. Play to earn, which means you play games and they pay you. They play to earn enthusiast. And they are both part of the decentralized, the most popular part of the decentralized finance, industry in Nigeria and even Africa right now. And they both be talking to you about what it is. So, guys, Jonathan and Chukwuka, please introduce yourselves.
All right. Okay, good day, everyone. I am Jonathan Onurat, DeFi analyst and DeFi coach. So, first of all, I would like to thank the Coin and Cash team for these opportunities. Like, one thing about crypto is that it's very, very inclusive, like making everybody on board and trying to pass the, trying to preach the gospel. So I really thank you guys for this opportunity, like bringing everybody on board. Okay. So I will be for today's listen. I will be just making a short introduction about what DeFi is and basically how people just introduction on what DeFi is and how people make money. Hope you guys are with me. Can someone hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we are
heard
with
you.
you. We can hear you.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for that. Thanks for that.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Yeah, Chukwuka.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Chukuka Wosu. As Ija rightly said, I'm a play to earn NFT enthusiast, and I thank them once again for this opportunity. And I do hope that at the end of today, we should have learned something new as regards NFT play to earn. And I'm also here to explain to you how play to earn, is related to NFTs and also how it includes the DeFi space as well. Thank you very much.
Nice, nice, nice. So, guys, so this is how this will work. We'll have the speakers come and tell us. Today, we'll have an introductory part to DeFi. Jonathan will simply explain how it is and how you can make money. But we cut down there. So we'll be jumping down to a use case for DeFi, which is NFTs. And Chuka will be telling us a lot about NFTs. He'll be sharing a lot of his experience really. And I think you guys would enjoy this session. And please pay attention. Remember, you're here to make money, to learn how to make money basically with crypto. So please pay attention. These sessions would make a lot of sense for you. So yeah, Jonathan, you're up. Sorry, before you come up, if you have any questions, please you can type them out in the chat box. You can type them out, or you can simply raise your hand to speak. But that's way after the session, after all the speakers are done. So if you don't want to forget your question, please just type them out in the chat box after the sessions, after the speakers have spoken. We'll take questions. Thank you. So yeah, Jonathan, the floor is yours.
My class is fun.
Please mute your mics while the speakers are talking, please.
Okay, so Mr. I think I have to start now, right?
Yes, please.
Again. So like well, one of the team likely said that I will be introducing you guys to what DeFi is and basically few things on how to make money with DeFi. Okay, so I know most of us. I don't know. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we are seeing it.
Okay, so someone hear me, please.
Yeah, we are seeing it. So,
Okay, so can you see my screen? Okay, so
Yes, we can see your screen. Can you hear me, Jonathan? Hello, Jonathan, are you there? Guys, just give me a moment. Let me get in touch with him.
with me.
Can you hear me now, Jonathan?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So, in case you were talking before, like the past 3 minutes, we did not hear anything you said.
Wow, wow, wow. So can you guys hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
So I can start, right?
Yes, you can. Please.
Okay, so like I said before, DeFi simply means decentralized finance. So I will try my best to make it short and simple because we don't have time. So DeFi is just kind of a bank built in the blockchain network where people can deposit their savings in the form of crypto to earn some profit. Wow.
Can you hear me, Jonathan? Can you hear me? Right. Sorry, just so that we don't take too much time. Chuka, are you there? Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
you. We can hear you.
Yes, I can.
Apologies for the issues. It's a rainy day and the network flops when the rain falls. Crazy correlation. But yes, Chuka, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right. So before we get back to Jonathan, can we have your session so that Jonathan will just come after you?
All right, that won't be a
Thank
problem.
you.
Okay, so NFTs. That's what we'll be starting out with. What exactly are NFTs? The full definition, the full meaning of NFTs, basically NFT is an acronym. So the full is non-fungible tokens. All right. So what are non-fungible tokens? Basically, these are tokens that are not interchangeable. What do I mean by that? Take for instance now your naira. The same 100 naira you give to the conductor is the same 100 naira I'll give to a conductor, and he will accept both as 100 naira. But now we are telling you about some tokens that even if they are wrapped in a bundle, you know, they are still not interchangeable. So my 100 naira will be different from your 100 naira, and in most cases, okay, since I'm using 100 naira, it might seem confusing, but basically our naira notes, they might look identical, but their attributes are different, their metadata are different. All right, so that's about it. Then our regular currencies, you know, the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, the fiat, the BNBs, all these are fungible tokens. They are interchangeable, and they are written using a certain standard, which is the ERC20 standard, while non-fungible tokens are written using the ERC721 standard. Though of recent, they started making use of ERC1155 standard. But I guess all this should not concern us, you know. Except you want to go in depth, then you're free to, you know, read up on the standards. So all of this, you know, it's gibberish basically if there is no use case, if there is no practicality added to it. Okay. So basically NFTs in general are used as digital, basically they are used to signify digital ownerships. Okay. So we have a real life asset. Take for instance now a house. Yeah. Then that asset, which is the house, is digitized and put on the blockchain. You know, that way there is no issue with ownership because, as we all know, the blockchain is public. You know, everyone on that chain, as the case may be, will have access to the things on it. So once I put my, say for instance, my deed of assignment, my CFO, once I digitize it, put it on the blockchain, everyone knows that, hey, this guy is the owner of this. So there's no issue with Omonile for those that are in the western part, you know, because everyone knows it's yours. You get. So how does this affect play to earn? Like, what's the business of NFTs with play to earn? Okay. So now the wonderful thing about play to earn is it incorporates DeFi alongside NFTs. What do I mean? The speaker that was to take the session before me, he would have done a wonderful introduction to DeFi. So basically, DeFi, just your traditional financial services now done on the blockchain in summary. All right. So now these assets that we get as NFTs are now utilized to, make us money, so to say, to make us money. Before now, in the gaming industry, we had what we call esports. You know, basically, gamers, game lovers, game companies, they come together, look for sponsors. These sponsors, uh, in the bid to do their own marketing, they sponsor these events, they get good players, top class players, these ones come, they showcase their skills, compete. Then the winner takes all, or the winner shares with, some runner-ups. That was basically how the gaming industry was then. But now they said no. How about we make, your everyday gaming not go to waste? How about we find a way to incentivize these games, because most people, they spend a whole lot of time playing games, and it's not fair to them when they don't get to earn anything out of it. Some people might just see it as waste of time. There was a day and age when people saw gamers as lazy people. Once they just tell you, I know of a gamer, the next picture that comes to the person's mind is one, fat person just sitting around at home all day, holding a gaming pad. It's as though he has no future, you get, and all of that. So now the GameFi just changed the whole gaming sector. For those who are in communities before now, for those who are keeping abreast with the blockchain sector, you'd hear of a time whereby in the Philippines, some people were actually quitting their jobs just to play games. I mean, you can check the web is still there for you. You'd see a whole lot of gist around Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity was a major player in the GameFi sector, so to say. People had loads of testimonies from it. Some ran their schooling with the money. Some were able to pay hospital bills. Some were able to foot one or two things. So it was a really, really nice innovation, especially for third world countries. So that's how nice the sector has been to people. But then there's a catch to it in most cases. Why will I just, pay someone for testing out my product or for playing my products? Uh, that was a tough case anyway. So what I'll be saying now, it's for a part of the industry. So in the industry, the GameFi industry, we have free-to-play games and games that actually require you having an in-game asset. So now, the games that require you to have an in-game asset, those are the ones now that, in fact, both cases, you actually need NFTs. Okay, so I'll just continue speaking generally. So now, in both cases, you will need in-game assets in order to play the game. All right. So take for instance now, I know most of us here we play Call of Duty, or no, let me look for a more common one. Call of Duty is a bit more, gamers game, so to say. So we play Subway Surf. Yes, that's a very common example. Or Temple Run. Exactly. So now GameFi is now telling you, in order for it to partake in all of this awesomeness, in order for it to partake in all of this goodness, we just require one thing of you, and that is that your guy, okay, that you used to run. Wow, I can't even recall the names again. Probably someone could just supply one of the names of those characters in the comment section. Okay, so now one of those characters, yeah, you would need to purchase it either on an in-game marketplace or on a third-party marketplace. Okay, so now once you purchase that character, you would be able to play the game. All right, now that character is an NFT. Okay, it's a non-fungible token. So we no longer, yes, I believe we can still use the Subway Surf example. Now in the Subway Surf example, if you notice, your guy, you can be able to purchase this stuff for him. What do they call this stuff? Hoverboard. Yeah, you can purchase hoverboard for him. You can purchase what else? What else is an add-on? I guess I'll just stick to the one I know, hoverboard. Now, the same way you can purchase hoverboard for him, there are also different types of hoverboards. Okay. Now, each of those hoverboards have their own unique attributes, have their unique metadata. So me, I can purchase a character that uses the hoverboard that looks like a monster. While you might purchase a character that uses, the regular hoverboard. Now, these traits, these attributes are what differentiates our NFTs. Hence, in the marketplace, both cannot go for the same price. Okay, so there's what we call rarity. Now, rarity helps determine the price of NFTs. So let's take for instance now, I have an NFT that the rarity is, let's say the collection is 1,000, and I'm saying that okay, well, this rarity is 1 in 1,000. You cannot sell it at the same price of an NFT that its rarity is 100 in 1,000. It's not possible. So now, in cases where these NFTs are used in gaming, which is the GameFi industry, it's only normal for that 1 in 1,000 to operate better in the game than the 100 in 1,000. Okay, so these are things for investors to look out for, and all of that. So basically, that's where we are now. Getting assets, in-game assets that will allow you play a game. So you can also see those assets as tickets that are allowing us to enter for an event. Okay, so that's it basically. Now there are also some games though that's actually free to play, but of a truth you cannot compare the earning power in free to play games to actual games where you need to purchase assets. All right, so you need to look at some certain things for those that will be making investment decisions. For the gamers out there, that have no funds as well, you also have opportunities for yourself. And I think I'm going into these opportunities by our class tomorrow, we become more practical about all of this gibberish. I get to show you things like the marketplace. I get to show you the games, some of the games. Anyways, I'll get to show you how exactly can one key into this, be it as an investor, be it as a gamer with capital, be it as a gamer without capital. you know but the GameFi industry is still new, you know, just like the metaverse and all of that. So, and yeah, just one nice thing, anyways. Gamers, be proud of yourself. We are we are one of the first people to experience the metaverse. Yeah, we have the likes of CODM where you can interact with other players. We have likes of Fortnite. So all of these things, they're just brushing it up to look nice. It's still gaming, whatever, Jerry. Okay, so that's by the way, anyways. So it's still a new and booming industry, and it would be a nice time to ape in. There are a whole lot of innovations around it. People are looking to build solid things. So just be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. You know. We also have likes of Sandbox, anyways, that utilizes both metaverse and gaming. So all of these things, the opportunities, to make money. Believe you me, a whole lot of people have cashed out. A whole lot of people have cashed out. Be it when we look at Skradabra on the AVAX blockchain, when we look at Axie Infinity, when we look at Stegaxi, man, people have really, really cashed out. So now gamers shouldn't be seen as lazy people anymore. Do you all agree with me? you know. All right, so people have made cool amount of money from it. All right. So I don't know if the first speaker is back with us. Uh but I feel I've done a certain level of justice to NFT, play to earn, GameFi, and all of that. So
Yeah, nice, nice.
Ija,
Yeah. So
over to you.
before, yeah, thank you. So before Jonathan comes up, I wanted to ask, how can we get started? Like, how can me now that does not know anything about play to earn or feels like NFTs are so stressful? How do I? What do you say would be the best way for me to get my hands dirty?
Okay, how to get started? First of all, so far you are in this crypto space, what I always advise is get a community, you know, and a community related to what you want to enter, to what you are interested in, you know. So, but if we are going in depth, then in most cases, when it has to do with GameFi, you know, you would be, yeah, it's still based on community. So in most personal notes, you should be able to interact with dApps. You should be able to, interact with Web3 interfaces, because it's these things that you would be making use of. Okay, so basically Web3 is just a digital identity, that also handles your financial, what have you, basically. No, I'm not here to talk about Web3, but basically, you should be able to know how to create a wallet, to be able to connect a wallet to uh, a Web3 interface site, so to say. Just get yourself familiar with these things. And then, if it's in terms of purchasing NFTs for the games, you need to first, in most cases, go to the games site. There should be either a provision of a marketplace on the site, or they will direct you to a marketplace where you can purchase these NFTs. All right, then there are some games also that you wouldn't be needing NFTs per se, just like Nakamoto games. That one is just required to have their tokens, which is Naka. Now those tokens will serve as tickets to play the games. All right, or it's also like gaming. Yeah, if people have heard of gaming, Act 8. Yeah, they are similar. You just need their native tokens to get access to those games. Then you have a chance to play and earn. I don't know if I did justice to that question. Yeah, Ija.
Yeah. I think it's great work. I think that was great. So join communities, snoop around. So yeah, we'll wait for the question and answer session for people to tell us, ask their questions. So yeah, Jonathan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
All right, nice. So the floor is yours. Let us know if you have any issues. But yeah, you can now go up.
Okay, so but you guys can hear me now, right?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, thanks for that. So first, I would like to apologize for the first talk. Okay, so we move. So talking about DeFi, first, the full meaning of DeFi is decentralized finance. Okay, like Chuka rightly said that DeFi is more like you just if you know all the things your traditional bank system normally do, that is what DeFi does. But now in blockchain technology, but with many benefits. Okay, okay. So DeFi, I would make it short and simple. DeFi is just like a sort of bank built in a blockchain technology where people can deposit their savings in the form of crypto. Okay, just see DeFi as a place where instead of those crypto assets that you have in your wallet lying there dead, waiting for anytime the coin will move, instead of you to just leave them there, lying dead there, you just put them to work. They will be working for you, will be earning some benefits. Okay. So I know some people will now be like, okay, how do we earn this benefit? Hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, we can loud and clear.
Okay, cool. So how can you benefit from DeFi? Okay, first let me throw more in this thing about DeFi. DeFi is just decentralized finance. That means there is no third party. You know, in normal traditional banking, there's always someone, there is always First Bank, there's always GT Bank, there's always third party that will help you to process anything you want to do. But in DeFi, it is not that way. You just you own your own bank, you do what you want to do, you provide what you want to provide to earn some rewards. So nobody is there to do anything for you. You are your own bank. Okay. So now how can you make money through DeFi? People make money through DeFi via staking. But first, I would like to explain what proof of work is and proof of stake. This is basically how people are making money. Proof of work and proof of stake. Basically, the two things is, in blockchain technology, remember I said that normal traditional banking, there is a third party that's always there to solve a lot of issues at the background. Okay, now in DeFi, who is there to do all these things since there's no third party? That's where the proof of work and proof of stake comes in. Okay, so now proof of work and proof of stake generally is a process whereby people validate transactions in blockchain technology. Okay, so while they are trying to validate these transactions, they will now earn some rewards, and that rewards will be in crypto. Okay, so depending on a particular crypto on a particular blockchain that you are trying to validate. So let's assume for now, for example, proof of work is being used by Bitcoin blockchain and Ethereum blockchain for now. Okay, so now people that validate transactions on these blockchains, they will earn rewards by the transaction fees that are being paid on these blockchains. Are you guys with me?
Yeah, we are here.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, we can hear you.
So, okay, cool, thank you. So now this is basically how people earn money, but this earning money of a thing is is very very wide because we have staking, we have farming and liquidity pools. Okay, so now staking is the process whereby you stake your coin, like I already said that where you stake your coin, and that's your coin. When you stake your coin, you are helping the that blockchain technology, that particular protocol that you stake in to process transactions, okay, to validate transactions. So when you stake, you are supporting that blockchain, and in return, you will earn rewards. So we have staking, we have liquidity pools, we have lending. People lend their money in DeFi. So when you lend your money, people will people will collect that money and pay you interest when they are returning. Then the same thing with borrowing. You can lend and borrow in DeFi. So all these things are how people make money in DeFi. So, but everything comes with a risk, anyways, because every investment comes with a risk. So there's so many risks surrounding DeFi. That's why, like the first speaker rightly said, Chukwuka, that you need a community to be part of, or kind of a coach that will be putting you through on how and what to do. So going on, I hope I still have some time.
Yes, you do. Please continue.
Okay, so now how can you interact with DeFi protocols? Because we are talking about blockchain here. We are not now talking about our normal banking system. Okay, now you can interact with DeFi protocols through a wallet. A wallet represents your bank. Your bank. Your wallet represents your bank. So through your wallet, you can interact with DeFi protocols through decentralized exchanges. So with your wallet, you can actually do everything. Like my brother that speaks first, that with your wallet, you can purchase an NFT. With your wallet, you can participate in gamified space. That is how it is. So DeFi gives us more opportunity to earn, but now they are giving us more opportunity than what our normal banking system, than what our traditional banking normally gives us, because they give us more interest in all we do. So basically, this is basically the introduction about DeFi. So next thing now is I said about the risk involved. Now, when we talk about liquidity pools, tomorrow we'll have more time to. I will show you guys how to interact with all these protocol, how to connect your wallet and all this. But let me explain some things more so that you will understand better. So now, it, I said that you can earn through staking, liquidity pools, borrowing and lending. Now, what is liquidity pools? So liquidity pool is more like a pool where people can join their coins together. You have to for you to provide liquidity, you need to combine two crypto assets together, two equal crypto assets of the same dollar value together for you to provide liquidity. But before you start providing any liquidity, you need to understand the risk involved, which is called impermanent loss. Okay, so when you provide liquidity for you to start earning, the risk there that you have to understand what impermanent loss is. So now, what is impermanent loss? Impermanent loss is when you provide liquidity and there is a decrease or or increase in price of those assets that you provided liquidity with. Let's assume that um, it's provided liquidity with BNB and what other popular listing now? BNB and let's say BNB and Bitcoin together. Okay. Now the price of Bitcoin now reduced by 20%. Okay. When this thing happens, your this thing your investments are already affected by impermanent loss. Whereby when that Bitcoin reduced in price, the BNB will have to extract some power, so that they will be of the same dollar value. Hope you guys are with me.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So now when that thing happens, that is what impermanent loss. So, but wait, if you listen to this thing, this is impermanent loss. It is not permanent loss. So when you provide liquidity and you experience this kind of loss, it is not permanent yet because in crypto market is volatile, normal. So when there must be a movement up movement and down movement. So when this thing happens, for you not to experience permanent loss, you have to leave that asset to come up to that level of where you provided liquidity. Okay, so impermanent loss can be of it can be of good and it can be of bad because when there is increase in price, that one that increase will transfer some dollar value to the other one that didn't increase, so that two of them will be of the same dollar value. But the only thing that will happen is, let's say you provided liquidity with one Bitcoin and one X. Okay, so when this thing happens, if Bitcoin increase in value, remember I use decrease in value before. Now when Bitcoin increase in value, what will happen is that the for example, Bitcoin will give BNB 20 $20 value of Bitcoin to BNB. Okay, so that two of them will be of the same dollar value. Now you will have more BNB as of when you as of when you provided the liquidity. So now you will have lesser Bitcoin. Okay, so for you not to experience all these things, you have to wait until these two assets be of, be of the same price value when when you provided the liquidity. So I think this is the major things we need to know for introduction part about DeFi and how to make money on DeFi. Okay. So I don't know if you guys are with me.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much for all that you said, Jonathan. That was a quick
Okay.
yet insightful introduction to DeFi. Yes, and we're hoping to learn more tomorrow. So, guys, before we wrap up, does anyone have any questions? You can just write in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and talk. Yes. So, Jonathan, somebody has a question. They want you to explain impermanence loss again.
Okay. So can you give the person no, yeah, I want to hear where his confusion is coming from so that we know how to explain it better.
All right. Chukun Yurin, can you please unmute your mic, or just type it in the chat box if you cannot talk right now? You know what area might be confusing for you. All right, looks like he's not. But you can just like go
Okay.
right
Okay. So
again.
Okay, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Just let me do justice to that again. So, but it would have been better if you would just tell me that so that I will know how best. Okay, so now remember that you want to provide liquidity for you to earn rewards instead of you to just take your crypto asset lying dead in your wallet. Okay, now for you to provide liquidity, you need two crypto. Like when you go to some decentralized exchange, when you go to some protocols, you will see the available pools that you can stake on to earn some rewards. Okay, now if the protocol provided this thing BNB and BTC pool, okay, so for you to stake, I want to explain this so that I will explain what information how internet loss comes in. Okay, so now for you to provide liquidity for this pool, for this pool, you need, let's for example, BTC that worth $10 and BNB that's worth $10. This is what you need. So you need to add this liquidity to provide liquidity. Okay. So after doing this thing, now the list here is that you can experience impermanent loss. Now this is how you can experience that. Remember that you provide liquidity with $10 worth each of BNB and BTC. Okay. Now, after providing this liquidity, remember that cryptocurrency is very, very volatile. It goes up and down. This is normal. Now that after providing this liquidity, there is decrease in price, not in the units you stake with, in dollar value. There is decrease in this thing in price. When like let's say BTC now reduced to $8 instead of the $10 that you started with. Now, for this pool to keep on working, because the pool must work with two assets with the same dollar value. So for this pool to keep on going on, BNB have to extract $1, $1 from BTC. Now, these two pool will now have $9 each instead of initial $10 that you started with. This is impermanent loss. It is impermanent, not permanent yet. It will only be impermanent loss. We can only turn permanent when you exit the pool. That is only when you can experience permanent loss. So anybody that is experiencing impermanent loss still have hope, because once once you stake in a good pool, that those points will still go up. So now this is when I just give an example on when this thing when there's decrease in price. Now what are the assets that you can stake with So now let's assume that you stake with, remember that you stake with $10 each. Now BNB now increase with $2. So now BNB, that's your $10 BNB is now $12, and BTC is still at that $10. Now for this pool to work very well, BTC have to extract $1 worth. So two of them will now have, instead of $10 each, they will now have $11 each. So now this is still impermanent loss, but it is in a positive way, because you are having more than what you stake with, but now you are having you are having more you are having more BNB, right? Okay, you're having more BTC, but lesser BNB. I don't know if the guy can understand better now, or should I throw more light?
Two more, sir.
What's up, Ija?
Yes, thank you so much. I think that was clear for him. Yes, does anybody else have any question for Chuka or Jonathan? You can type it in the comment section. Okay, all right. So yeah,
There's a
Christopher wants to
question for Chuka.
know. Yeah, Christopher wants to know the possibilities of NFT aside from gaming. You said you spoke only about game NFTs.
All right. So Yeah, I spoke about NFTs with relation to gaming because that's like the main focus. But anyways, since you've inquired, uh, NFTs also have various use cases. As I told you earlier on in the class, you could also use it, as a digital representation of your land documents, whereby you don't have legal issues or money issues because there's a proof that yes, you are the owner of this stuff. You know, you could also use it. I mean, there are many use cases. Okay, let's also take another example. Say for an event now, they are like, okay, only holders. Okay, I think there's a name for it. Probably I'll use social classification. It can also be used as social classification. I mean, we've seen the likes of BAYC, that is Board Ape Yacht Club. So their holders are, treated as dignity. So probably there will be an event, and then there will be like, okay, only holders of that NFT collection would be able to enter this event at a 50% discount or probably for free. So all NFT use cases are wholly dependent. They are wholly dependent on the project. So different projects are aiming for different things. Okay, and that example, we could also say NFTs can be used as receipts. So you make a purchase and then you are given a digital receipt. So that receipt now is a proof that you are the owner of this stuff. you know so there's no need for arguments. Everyone knows that, okay, this stuff, it's on the blockchain. And there are many use cases. Even art, as a work of art, you would have the physical representation and also the digital representation. So everyone knows that, okay, the Mona Lisa belongs to man, Mr. So so and so. You get, because everyone knows that, okay, this is it. It's clearly on the blockchain. Everybody has access to it. So the moment Mr. So so and so sells that Mona Lisa, everyone knows who now owns the Mona Lisa because there's now a transfer of digital ownership alongside physical ownership. I don't know if you are with me.
Yes, we are with you.
Yeah. So basically, what you are saying is that I can make my keys to my house an NFT, and only people that have
Exactly.
access to that NFT. Nice, nice. That's novel tech, in my opinion.
So now those that own
Um,
the key, yeah. So if it's the metaverse, those that own the key automatically they have access to the house. But if you are looking at real life scenarios, they will also need to have the physical keys, so that they can also have access to the house in the real life.
nice, nice. Splendid use case. So yeah, does that answer your question, Christopher? You can just type yes in the comment section. So another, recently Buju listed his NFTs, heads by Benson. Sorry, Benson. Abby Benson. Yeah. And then he announced that anybody that bought or got the NFTs would have free access to his concert for the year. And we've had so many other people like Justin Bieber, I think Young Thug, Future. They're a fan of this artist. I think if you've gotten their NFTs or you are a part of their, they have NFT tickets, event tickets. You've gotten them, you could get access to their events. So these are like examples of things that you could do with NFTs. Also in housing, I think there's application of NFTs in owning real estate too. So don't think about anything you want to make exclusive and non-fungible, original. So you could apply NFTs. You could make it an NFT, put it on the blockchain. Only you or anybody you want has access to it. So yeah, that's how that works. So Jonathan, yeah, I think Chukunye has had a question. It was with regards to impermanent loss. If there's a decrease in price, what happens to both tokens? I don't know if you answered that. I'm just bringing it back. Joanna, are you still there?
Hello. Yeah, yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah. So he had a follow-up question he, to you explaining impermanence loss, and it was about if there's a
So,
decrease in price, what happens to both tokens?
mm, yes, I think I explained this thing before. When there is decrease in price, okay, that is exactly what impermanent loss is. Now, what will now happen to both tokens is that the token with higher dollar value we have to give give some dollar value to the other one that don't have that experience decrease in price, so that two of them will remain the same dollar value. So this is what will happen when one token decrease in price.
All right, all right, great. So yeah, yeah. So
No, no,
yeah,
just ask me.
Chukwuka, I think that answers the question. But Chukwuka, if you have any follow-up question or if you still need more clarity, please come to the chat box and let us know. But yeah, Chukwuka, Christopher has a follow-up question. He's asking, does NFTs encounter floating loss scenario? This term is new to me. Floating loss.
Floating losses. Uh, Probably by this he is making regards to. Okay, but let me answer what I understand from the question. So floating losses, I believe you are speaking of, say, an example of impermanent loss in the sense that I have an asset, okay, so over time the value of the asset can depreciate, yeah. So if you sell when it depreciates, then that floating loss is now a permanent loss in quotes. But then if you keep on holding on to that asset and then over time the floor price of that collection increases, then your floating loss is gone. You're now in profit. You can just see it as your regular fungible tokens, your BNB. Today, your BNB can be worth $400. Tomorrow, it can be worth 450. Next tomorrow, it can be worth 380. So if that's what you mean by floating losses, yes, NFTs do experience that.
Nice. Christopher, is that clear? You need further clarification.
Oh, no, no, no. When I spoke about, now I'm referring to what Christopher just typed. When I spoke
Okay.
about one in a thousand, 100 in a thousand, I was referring to their rarity, in terms of their attributes and traits, not in terms of their monetary value. I don't know if you are following. All right, all right.
All right. So yeah, guys, we've gone past the time. If you have any further questions, please ask them in the community. Tomorrow, before the speakers go again, they will be answering any further questions that you have. But we'll be sharing materials and so that you can go up and do some reading. But tomorrow we're going to do this again. So we're going to be deepening some of the things we've learned in terms of play to earn and DeFi. So yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining in. Remember to ask your questions in the community, send them to the speakers, and we'll address them in the community and still address them tomorrow, right here, same time.
And
Thank
please,
you guys
I
so
don't know,
much.
ahead of tomorrow, if they could get some apps so we could just, get started. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
MetaMask and Discord for me. Just MetaMask and Discord should work. And that MetaMask, it should actually be an extension. If they have Kiwi browser, it works on Kiwi browser. So you should get MetaMask extension and Discord. That'll be fine.
Okay, so can they do
Okay,
this on
so
their phones? Like,
Yes, it's available on phones and PCs. If you are
okay,
using MetaMask extension on a phone, you would need Kiwi browser. If it's on a PC, you can use any browser.
all right. Please, can you type out Kiwi so that people can see how that is spelled?
okay, so Ija,
Yeah.
so for tomorrow's class, they need to download step file, step file wallet so that
All right, safe file.
yeah, step
All
file
right,
wallet, yeah, without yeah, for those that are using PC, that's MetaMask is okay. The
all right,
MetaMask
great. So,
extension.
guys, you have it there. We'll also be posting this in the community. So, yeah, we'll be posting all of these apps in the community so that you can, get them. But just check the chat session for the apps that you need to get because tomorrow will be a practical session. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Thank you so much, Chukwuka, for the session. Really insightful. You guys, thank you so much for joining. We'll share all of this in the community so that I can get prepped for tomorrow. Thank you and have a good night.
All right, good night, everyone.
Good night.